Well, welcome back, my friends, all to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Outdoors. This is the Bark River Crusader. And when my guy Josh hit me up, he said, "Scab, would you like to check out this Bark River Crusader?" I said, "Not only will I check it out, Josh, but Deus Vult, son. Deus Vult. God wills it. God was behind me checking this out." And let me just say this real quick. When I do the thumbnail like I do the thumbnail, for everybody, ooh, that's demonic. Don't put your mythos on me. Don't put that mythology on me. My eyes are white. That's the light. That's the light of old Scab right there. If I ever put one up and they're black, we got a problem. That's that. This is this. This is the Bark River Crusader. It is in CPM 3V. It's gorgeous, man. Listen. Bark River makes badass knives. I'm always shocked at the amount of people who try to talk me out of liking Bark River. They just make a good knife. They make a phenomenal knife. So what I wanted to do with this, now, I think I've done a Crusader before. And before somebody says, "Oh, you think it?" I've done 10,000 of these damn things, man. Literally. Look on my page. It says 10,000. But Bark River stands out in that 10,000, and you know why? I'm going to tell you why. If I wasn't going to tell you why, I wouldn't ask you if you knew why. They stand out for three reasons. One, they're always sharp. Two, they have a very distinct look from the sheath, from the leather sheath to the knife. You know when it's a Bark River. You know, right? The handle scales, the sheath, the sharpness, the comfort in hand. And honest to God, I don't even know how many times I've reviewed these, but from the Crusader to the Shining Mountain, on and on and on, we've beat the hell out of them. Now, look right there. Watch this. This is a slicey bastard. Now, I believe Josh put this edge on himself because I knew it was a fresh edge when he sent it to me. It's fully convex, beautifully done. Let me pull some measurements. And guys, look, if you're new here or you're just here because it's Bark River, and I will say this, I love all knife people. I really, really do. Every knife company has their fanboys and their haters. Bark River has some that's a little hoity-toity, and that's okay. Not all, but some. I know not the ones that watch this channel. But let me just tell you this. This is me, and this is how we do, and it ain't changing. We actually use the knife. Now, it may not make sense to you how we do it. It doesn't have to. It really doesn't. What I want to do with the knife is this. Show you with my limited skill set what I can do with the knife. I mean, that's basically it. Look, we cut a bunch, we slice a bunch, we chop a bunch, we do some stabbing. I know that you'll never stab a tire. The stabbing the tire isn't to penetrate the tire. It is and it's not. Part of it is to check the grip, check the guard. Is there any hand slippage? Does it do any damage to the tip? Did it roll the edge? I mean, there's a lot to that. Bark River has always sailed through these things, right? Now, people say, "Well, I watched old so-and-so break one." Well, listen to me. If you chop a brick or if you hit a steel pole or if you do it, the shit's going to break, right? We use what we have around us. And at the end of the day, I don't give a damn who makes the knife. I don't care what brand's on it. I don't care where it's made. If you do not use it as it's intended, or you do not have the skill set to use it, two things are going to happen. You're either going to break it and try to blame the knife, or you're going to hurt yourself, right? That's just going to happen. The thing is this, Bark River took that old saying, a dull knife is a dangerous knife. They don't want any knife of theirs to be dangerous. They're all sharp. They're all ready to use. All the ones that I have. That's all I can speak to now. Right here, we're going through that sandblast hose. I cut that a good bit in this video. That is a tough cutting medium. And really, my philosophy when reviewing knives and things like that, when I'm looking at sharpness, it's not just slicing paper. I do that in a lot of shorts. I do that for a lot of reasons. One is just like if I slice paper, I'm just showing where we're at with the edge, right? When I do it in a long form video, we open with slicing paper. We get progressively more difficult. We try to cut as many things we can. And then we end with slicing paper. At no time do we strop it, hone it, sharpen it, anything. The goal is to get through one of these videos with the amount of cutting we do and come out the other side and just see what's left. Shocker alert, Bark River did a phenomenal job. Let me give you some specs, and you can see right there how thick that medium is. Now, before I give you the specs, let me say this. Kurt stepped in and wanted to do the chopping. That's an oak log. So we cut the sandblast hose. Kurt did the chopping, and we're going back to the sandblast hose. Let me give you some specs on the Crusader. It's just such a badass knife. I will say this. The Crusader is on my grail list. It really is. All right, so overall length, and we're going from tip to pommel, which, by the way, it has a lanyard place at the bottom that doubles as a pommel, or a pommel that you can hang a lanyard from. From tip to stern, it looks like we're right at 13 inches and 15/16. I believe that's what I'm reading. 13 and 15. The blade length is 8.5 with about a 7 3/4 inch cutting edge. The blade width is 1 inch and 15/16. Again, 1 inch, 15/16, which makes it slicey as hell. The blade stock, CPM 3V, is a 1/4 inch. Yeah. Now, it's a 1/4 inch at the in the handle scales. Well, hold on, guys. I pull these measurements as we go. I'll be damned. All right, so I'm looking at the palm swell in the handle. The handle stock there is right at 5/16. It's between 5/16 and a 1/4 inch. Let's go about an inch above the handle scales. Right there, I got right at a 1/4. It runs on up. It stays a 1/4 until about 3 to 4 inches from the tip of the knife, and then it tapers down. That's a stout bastard. Honest to God, and you can see there, it's got some phenomenal chopping power. That oak is just seasoned, son. Kirk went with it. He's ambidextrous, as you can tell, but he went with it as long as he could go, which I don't blame him. It was 105 on the heat index yesterday and hotter than the devil's butthole. Now, I was shaving some hair right there. Don't ask me. Oh, I know why. I know why. Because the mosquitoes will take you away out there. Now, we went directly from chopping wood right back to the sandblast hose, putting as much pressure as we could on the edge. Now, when I'm saying that, most of y'all know what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is, when I talk about putting pressure on the edge, I'm just talking about cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting, chopping and cutting, chopping and cutting, slicing, stabbing, seeing how long that edge will hold. Now, you see right there, it took just an extra little bit, not much at all. Very, very impressed. The balance on this knife is good. It feels amazing in hand. This is a knife I believe you could take and do anything you wanted to do as long as you had the skill set, right? But I feel comfortable in saying this would make a great hunting knife, a great camping knife. Hell, I think it would make a great fighting knife, to be honest with you, as far as a bigger knife goes. Could you use it for self-defense? Yeah, unless you're an idiot. And most of you guys know what I'm saying there. It's made in Michigan, made in the USA. I believe these are micarta handle scales, I believe, and I may be wrong. Y'all know that I typically am, but it's just nice. It is a nice, they're polished micarta. If I'm a betting man, that's what I'm betting on. Orange lanyard, feels good, got a wicked 90-degree spine, man. I mean a wicked 90-degree spine. Here in a minute, we're gonna slice up some fat wood and start a fire. The knife had zero problem with it. Now, you guys know I don't do a ton of batoning in real life. I like to do some on the channel. We don't go super heavy, but again, it goes back. Does the edge chip? Does it roll? What happens? I can report to you honestly and wholeheartedly, the edge held in there wonderfully. No chipping, no rolling, none of that. And I believe that's a credit to the heat treat, just the overall toughness of the blade. I will say this, had the Knights, the Templars had these would have made wicked EDCs back in the day, son. These would have been the Templars pocket knives, pocket EDCs. And I can already, no, it wasn't scared. No. Y'all argue to argue, and that's the way you sound. Hey, let's watch this. I'm going to shut up for 1 minute. What? Look at these slices. Absolutely gorgeous, man. Go to this side. This thing was able to get some nice thin slices, not only on the fat wood, but on the lemons. That's what I'm saying, man. This would make a hell of a camp knife. And when you got a knife this sharp, man, that we talk about this day in and day out, and I'm going to continually hammer on it. I know that certain companies pride themselves on sharpness. Bark River makes sharp things, from what I can tell you, my experience, and all I can tell you guys is about the knife that I have in my hand. Let me finish up my specs and then we'll do our causes and we'll roll on. Josh, man, I appreciate you so much. Listen, guys, the handle scales are 5 inches. Well, no, they're not. They're 4 7/8. The inner grip, and that's where your knuckles rest. This is another thing Bark River does really, really well. It's at 4 5/16. So any hand in the world can hold on to that. The palm swell. Let's look at the width or the thickness of the handle at the palm swell. At the top, well, okay, the palm swell is right at 15/16. The top is right at 7/8. The bottom, right at 3/4. So the ergos of this handle really, really, really work to comfort. I used this knife a lot yesterday. I really did, and I used it some this morning. It's just a fun knife to use. It reminds me of an old frontier style knife, right? No frills, no fringes, just really, really workhorse capability. Now listen, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Guys, stats are everywhere. We're coming off the weekend. Weekends numbers are higher, right? That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. And this is all that means, vets. We love you. Man, you have a place here. Guys, I back the blue. It's not popular. I get it. I'm not trying to be. It's just something I believe in. And finally, if you are an addict, then I am. Never quit quitting. Well, Josh, thank you. I'm scared. You're not. We